Hello everyone. My name is Pratik Prakash Kumbar and I study in Vidya Pratishtan's English Medium School CBSE Baramati. I study in class 10th. Today I am going to explain you a biology topic which is called as digestion in humans. So let's start the process of digestion in humans. The process of digestion in humans begins through mouth, which is also called as buccal cavity. In the mouth, the teeth break down the food mechanically into the smaller parts. In the inner lining of the mouth, salivary glands are present. These salivary glands secrete a fluid which is called as saliva and which contains an enzyme which is called as salivary amylase. What does the salivary amylase do? The salivary amylase breaks or converts carbohydrates into glucose. The next part which we will see in the digestion in humans is about esophagus. Esophagus is a muscular tube which connects mouth to stomach. Okay, and the food from mouth to stomach comes through a movement which is called as peristaltic movement or peristaltic motion. Esophagus opens into the stomach through a ring of muscles which is called as esophageal sphincter. A sphincter is a ring of muscles and this esophageal sphincter is present here. The next thing which we will discuss in digestion in human is about stomach. The next food goes into the stomach. In inner lining of the stomach, which means here, there are gastric glands. Gastric glands are present here. So these gastric glands secrete three types of juices. First is hydrochloric acid or HCl, second is pepsin, and third is mucus. There are special role of these three. HCl makes the food acidic. The pepsin digests the proteins into amino acid. The pepsin digests the proteins into amino acids when the food is acidic and hence the HCl makes the food acidic. The mucus prevents the inner lining of the stomach from the harmful acid which is HCl. So like this there are three important roles of these three juices secreted by gastric glands. There are three distinct regions of stomach. The first is called as fundus, the second is called as body, and the third here is called as pylorus. Now, this pylorus is guarded by another ring of muscles which is a sphincter which is called as pyloric sphincter. Pyloric sphincter opens into the upper section of the small intestine which is called as duodenum. Okay, so this here upper section of the small intestine. Okay, so this here is duodenum. The next thing is digestion in humans is about small intestine. This small intestine is a site of complete digestion of food because all the remaining digestion happens here. So from stomach, liver and pancreas the materials are came here in duodenum and the whole processes happened of digestion. Stomach food is came from stomach the food is came from liver bile juice and bile salts are came and pancreas trypsin and lipase are came here. Here trypsin and lipase can only digest the food when the food is alkaline and the hydrochloric acid produced by the gastric glands have made the food acidic. So bile juice here makes the food alkaline and so the trypsin can digest the protein and the lipase can digest the fat. But here in lipase it can digest the fat when they are in small molecules but they come from above in big molecules of fat. So this emulsification of fat here is done by bile salts. Now, what is emulsification? The conversion of the big fat molecules into the small fat molecules is called as emulsification. And this emulsification here is done by bile salts. So here liver is very important because it secretes bile juice and bile salts, which are here important for digestion of proteins and here important for digestion of fat. Next thing which you will see, that small intestine, the length of small intestine is 6.5 meter. The next part in digestion in humans, we will see about intestinal villi. Now, in the inner lining of the small intestine, the numerous finger-like structures are present. Now, these finger-like structures are called as intestinal villi, and these maximize the absorption. This help in maximize the absorption. What they absorb? They absorb amino acids, they absorb glucose, fatty acids, because they have more surface area, and with the help of blood vessels and capillaries, they directly go into blood. The next thing in digestion in humans, we will see about the three parts of small intestine. The first part is called as duodenum. The second part here is called as jejunum, and the third part is called here as ileum. The food is mixed with the juices which is secreted by liver and pancreas in this duodenum. So the next part in digestion in humans, we will see about large intestine. Remaining food, which is just water and the waste product, is came from small intestine to large intestine. In large intestine, there are several finger-like projections and they absorb water, and the remaining waste is removed from the anus. Now I will talk about the appendix. Now the appendix is an organ which is now of no use. Our ancestors consumed raw food which is hard to digest. So they need some strong enzymes which are secreted by appendix to digest food. So this was a role of appendix. Now the next and the last thing in the digestion in humans, we will see about the about the parts of large intestine. So there are mainly two parts of large intestine. Okay, so first is colon and next is rectum. So if we talk about the colon, there are three types of colon. First is ascending colon, second is transverse colon, and third is descending colon. First, the food is came in ascending colon through small intestine, then it passes through the transverse colon and then through the descending colon, and finally it goes into rectum. Most of the water is absorbed in colon and the rectum, and the waste material, remaining waste material, is removed out. Hence, the process of digestion is completed.